Refrain from asking. Would like to save your progress? Yes. Chapter 0. Heading to the school trip. But, coward. It would be wrong to say it was swaying from side to side. It was actually shaking rather intensely. The room I sat in, the room I was in, it was shaking from side to side. Shaking was quite irregular. Just when you thought it was a series of small shakes, it would suddenly shake violently. And every time that happened, I'd have to steady myself with my foot. I couldn't stand up very well, but for me, it was comforting. I never thought not knowing what to expect could be so fun, so I was feeling rather excited. But I figured I'd get bored of that feeling soon enough. That's what I was expecting. For me, a person who is loved by talent. Detecting regularities amongst irregularities wouldn't be that difficult. How boring. Nagito? I should have known. Do you like ships? On the other side of the dark room, I heard a voice. It was clearly directed at me. You look like you were having fun, so that's why I assumed. Do you like ships, right? Ships? That's right, that's it. So this is a ship. So you just realized that now? Is it really that funny? If you want, care to talk a little? The silence is starting to bore me. I saw his true character. The overfamiliar attitude, the friendly smile. But under that thin skin, I could detect a foul, offensive odor, like some kind of putrid slime. In a sensible way, of course. How should I put this? It was the smell exclusive to those who were already finished. Nice to meet you. I'm Nagito Komaeda. Anyway, lucky me. It's been a while since anyone was willing to talk to me, so to share a room with a person like that, I'm definitely lucky. Lucky? Ah, so that's your talent here. What a boring talent. Nope, spoilers. This sound is great. This sound is not great. Adam is here. I'm experiencing traumatic levels of tired. That is unfortunate, bro. Bruh. Boring talent, huh? Well, that's exactly what that is. Exactly what it is. But for someone I'm meeting for the first time to say that so suddenly, it's because I have luck as well. Huh? Even I possess a talent as boring as luck. Possess, huh? I'm starting to get really interested. Who are you? Dude, is this Makoto? You're obviously from Hope Speak Academy too, right? So you're one of us? But that's weird. This is the first time I've even seen you. Can you tell me why you're here? How did you end up here? How boring. Ah, sorry. I'm often told I'm terrible at making conversation. This world is boring. This world is full of boring people. People who lack talent stick together and oppress those who possess talent. Even those... God, this guy's even more pretension. CJ, I have literally no idea what's going on. It was like a weird glitch in the Matrix and the world was falling apart in pixels and then a bomb went off and the universe exploded and now we're here, right? So, literally have no idea who we are or where we are. Even though they know they're insignificant, they don't try to acknowledge their true superiors. They are profoundly desperate to drag them down to their level. Because of these bastards, this world has come to a deadlock. This world has stopped evolving. How boring. The world is shaped by the will of the majority. It makes sense that it bends to those who lack talent. That's why we're in our present situation. Perhaps, does that have anything to do with the reason you're here? Boring people make no contributions to the world, not even a speck of dust. That's why my teachers taught me that a certain degree of selection must be performed. Looks like they have high expectations for you, huh? That's completely different from me. But what are you planning to do now that you've ended up like this? There's nothing you can do, right? Using people is a talent too. It is now my turn to use that person just as they used me in the past. Are you talking about the ultimate despair? But how? I have it with me. The contribution that person left to me. Even now, it rests in my pocket. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm definitely lucky. I can't believe I'm speaking with someone as amazing as you. Do you have long fingernails? Interesting. Will I be able to see her again? Will I be able to see the person I hate with every fiber of my being again? And this time, will I be able to kill her this time? The person I hate so much? Hate? Then explain your hand. Ah, this. The end of that bandage. Is a woman's hand, right? Isn't it amazing? I can't move it, of course. I mean, it's not my hand after all. But even now, it still hasn't rotted. Hey, maybe that means I'm becoming one. It's becoming one with me. Beautiful nails, Nagito. Maybe it means I'm becoming one with me. Isn't it amazing? I have successfully become one with the ultimate despair, my sworn enemy. So you've salvaged the body. You really are a boring person. I don't want you to misunderstand. I just see her as my enemy, you know. Because she's my sworn enemy. Because I hate her so much. That's why I took her power. And for that... Wait, huh? Do I hate her? That's strange. Look out the window. We're finally here. Starting to see it too, right? That's Jabberwock Island, isn't it? Isn't it exciting? I wonder what's going to happen on that island once we get there. What's going to happen? I can already predict what will happen. Huh? I already know because I am loved by talent. But no matter what happens, it is of no concern to me. I will not be able to participate in what lies ahead. Really? I don't really understand, but I guess we have to part ways for a while. That's disappointing. We seem to get along pretty well. Can I see you again? There is no reason we'll ever meet again. After all, you are boring. Your talent, your thoughts, your entire existence is boring to me. You really don't play along, do you? All right. So that ends that. Okay. So what's next? Huh? What is this? Oh, we're at the door again. It's a door. There's a door. A door? Why is a door here? Where am I? How did I get here? Where am I supposed to go? Through the door, you dummy. Back in the classroom? We are! Yay! Open the door. Get on the floor. Everybody walk the dinosaur. Isn't this a classroom? It's a very strange classroom. Why am I in a place like this? I went inside the ancient ruin with everyone else. And I arrived at a place that looked like a trial ground, but then why? It's not connecting. I don't know why I'm here. It's like there's no connection between how I left the trial ground and how I ended up here. It's just like before. When we were all gathered in that classroom just before we arrived at Jabberwock Island. But where is this place? Is it somewhere on Jabberwock Island? Dong, bing, bong. A body has been discovered. If only.
Testing. Mic check 1, 2. This is a test of the school broadcast system. Am I on? Can everyone hear me? Okay, well then.
Welcome to Hope Speak Academy, you guys. At this point, I shall explain the graduation exam to you all. So please assemble at the gymnasium immediately.
On my way, Monokuma. Did he say what I think he said? He definitely said it. He said, welcome to Hope's Peak Academy. But why would this place be Hope's Peak Academy? What is the graduation exam? Isn't the killing already over? It is, but we already left. Out the door. Even the hallways don't feel like a school at all. What a creepy place. Doesn't look like a normal school at all. It's definitely a lie. There's no way this is Hope's Peak Academy. But it is. Who died? Me. It's probably a building that Monokuma made to startle us, just like the funhouse. Huh. Let's go to the gymnasium. Away! Oh, can I go through this other door? No, I can't. Damn. Oh, who died? Chiaki died. Gymnasium is here, right? Alright, I'm going inside. I brace myself and cautiously open the door. This is the end. Goodbye, Academy of Despair. I wasn't prepared for what I was waiting for me on the inside the door. It's the gymnasium. It was a normal gymnasium. Yeah.
Damn right.
Yo, Hajime. You heard the announcement and came here too? You guys did too, right?
What's going on?
What do you make of all this? Monokuma said this place was the Hope's Peak Academy or something.
That is.
That cannot be possible.
Well, yeah.
Any way you look at it, it's impossible. How does it feel to return to the long-awaited Hope's Peak Academy? So Nagito set up the situation where it looked like he committed suicide, but he did so by essentially setting himself up so that we had to extinguish a fire, and then he replaced the fire extinguisher with poison. And so we all took turns, not took turns. There were these little bottles of chemicals that would take the fire out, and one of them had poison in it. We all threw the grenades into the fire, and they popped, and they helped put the fire out. But one of them had poison in it, which means that somebody threw a grenade that killed somebody. So we had to decipher who did it. How's it feel to return? You. Hey, where are we? Where'd you lock us up this time? That's fucked. It's super fucked, but yeah. What a shock. I just told you guys, this is Hope's Peak Academy. There's no way in hell that's true. But it is. This is definitely Hope's Peak Academy. What's left of it anyways. What's left of it. Didn't I tell you before? Unfortunately, Hope's Peak fell to ruin. You were serious? I don't believe it. But of course it fell to ruin. I mean, they were doing things that they deserved to be ruined for. What do you mean? I'm pretty disappointed. I went to all this trouble to bring you to Hope's Peak Academy, and you don't feel surprised or nostalgic. Oh well. It's not like I did this for you guys. Even if you don't feel nostalgic, I'm sure someone is feeling nostalgic right now.
Don't fuck with me.
Enough of this bullshit. Just spit it out already. Where'd you take us, you bastard? Though I'm not certain of my memories, I believe we entered the ancient ruin. It means I made this Hope's Peak Academy between the door to the ruin and the inside of the ruin. What do you mean between? What do you mean made?
What's this?
Are your minds getting the grumblies that only knowledge can satisfy? Yes. Good, very good. It's fine to hurry along to the graduation exam, but it's in my nature to provide a little entertainment. You're planning to make us do something, aren't you? There's nothing to be so cautious about. It's not like you'll be making life exchanges or anything like that. Just a simple graduation exam. Lucky Mickey, hello. How's it going? You love Dangan? Dude, everyone loves Dangan. Change title? I should probably change the title. I'm going to call you Mickey, so if that's incorrect, please correct me. Or I can call you Lucky, whichever you prefer. But hello. Oops. There we go. That's what you're supposed to do. A simple graduation exam. What is the graduation exam? Well, as the headmaster, I'm conflicted, you know. On one hand, I'm really happy that you're finally going to graduate.
Are you sure?
On the other hand, I'm worried about whether you guys will be okay in the outside world. That's why I'm thinking about telling you what the outside world is like before you make a decision. Whether you want to leave Jabberwock Island or stay here. We're obviously going to get out. There's no way we'd stay here. This is annoying. Just hurry up and let us choose. Let us choose right now.
No.
You can't do that. The main cast hasn't arrived yet. Main cast?
Hey,
You guys are just extras until the guest of honor arrives. So enough complaining already. Hurry up and start researching the outside world. What do you mean? I have dispersed all the teaching materials you need for your research throughout Hope's Peak Academy. I don't think this needs to be said, but All the information is accurate and contains no lies whatsoever. Otherwise, the main cast is going to hate me. So, please, rest assured and strive to do your best during your field trip. After leaving us with his cryptic words, Monokuma disappeared. Even if the setting has changed, even if the killing is finished, he is still the same as usual. What's going on? Outside world? Main cast? Somehow I have a bad feeling about this.
Hey!
He kept insisting this place is Hope's Peak Academy. That's impossible, right?
What are you saying?
How do we make it back to Hope's Peak Academy from a tropical island in the first place? It's impossible.
It cannot be.
There is no place for Hope's Peak Academy to exist on Jabberwock Island. I said I wanted to go back, but I don't want to go back to a creepy place like this. What does this mean? So many things I don't understand have happened on the island. This building is really Hope's Peak Academy? This is Hope's Peak Academy I've been admiring for so long? What in the world is going on? Damn it, why is this happening? Why? I was finally able to attend Hope's Peak Academy. I finally thought I'd become confident in myself. Even so, I wanted to become Hope. If that's what you're thinking, just stop it. Listen carefully. The only humans worthy of becoming Hope possess amazing talents and a strong will. And the moment you were born into this world, you either have that or you don't. It has nothing to do with effort. You must be chosen by Hope to become Hope. That's why it's not even worth admiring. Or were you so blinded by your admiration for Hope's Peak Academy that you couldn't even see that? Gah. You're just some nobody from the reserve course who never had talent to begin with. A nobody who forgot he was a nobody. That's all. If I really am a nobody, then you should have just left me alone. Why do I have to go through something like this? Did something happen? What?
Hey, bastard!
Now it's not the time to zone out. Sorry. I don't really get it, but is that all?
Do it!
As long as I don't have to beat the crap out of Monokuma, nothing's going to be solved. Is that what it means?
Hey!
Just what the heck is Monokuma anyway? He's not part of the Future Foundation, right? If you say that, then what is the Future Foundation?
Jeez.
Even though Chiaki and Monami are gone, our situation hasn't changed one bit, which means the Future Foundation wasn't our enemy. That's the only thing I can think of.
You serious?
So they're not World Ender? Then we really were tricked by Monokuma?
However,
The Future Foundation is responsible for trapping us on this island, right? Regarding that matter, I believe Monami never once denied that.
damn it.
Even if there are allies, they might not just be allies. Maybe Monokuma is telling us to investigate that information on our own. She could not betray the Future Foundation, but if she were still alive, she definitely would have helped us. Even her just being with us would have been a big help. So what should we do?
Damn it.
That's obvious. If we're gonna get out of here safely, we have to do the graduation exam.
So annoying.
Nagito became Hope. I'm glad people can achieve their dreams. Achieve your dreams. Look to the future. Murder is okay. Hope wins. Danny wins. Congratulations. Graduation exam. Not congratulations. I'm not really good at taking exams. I guess it's better than people dying.
Jeez.
Monokuma said something about a field trip, right? Is he telling us to investigate like we have been? I'm gonna do it. Prepare yourself.
Like...
We might be able to learn about something. About Hope's Peak Academy. About ourselves. I don't care if we don't know anymore. If we can just go back to our normal lives, I'm fine. Hey, we can go home when this is over, right? We can finally get off this damn island, right? If that's the case, let's all leave this island alive by any means. Hell yes. Alright, now it's not time to bemoan. Let's see here. Where this place really is, what's happening at Hope's Peak Academy, none of that matters. What's important is I need to leave this island with the others. We sacrificed so many lives in order to survive just so we could do that. There's no way we can stop now. Monokuma should already know that that's what we're thinking. So why did he say that? We have to decide on our own whether or not we want to leave Jabberwock Island. He should already know that we never choose to stay on this island.
Hey!
So what are we going to do? Can we start already? But what are we even looking for? Do we just have to investigate this weird-ass building?
Even so.
I don't think we'll find the answers to all our questions inside this damn building. I'll just go ahead for now.
Whoa!
Oh, you're already going?
Jeez.
What is that idiot thinking running ahead without being cautious?
Man.
She obviously isn't thinking about anything.
However,
It will be fine. There will no longer be any situations where we must exchange each other's lives. So we should do our best as well. Like they said, it is not scary if everyone stops at a green light. That's okay.
Jeez.
Alright.
You're pathetic.
Akane already took off on our own. It might be faster if we split up and look around too. Like Sonia said, if there's no more killing, we don't have to worry about anyone betraying us anymore. Let's get this over with and go home. I'll go on ahead. I'll see you guys later. With those brief words, he left the
Excuse
gym.
me.
I shall do my best to obtain a wonderful clue that will be useful to everyone. Please excuse me.
Oh my. Miss Sonia.
Don't leave me. I'll be in danger if I'm left alone. And off they go. Just a bit more. Let's see here. Even though I don't understand a lot of horrifying things, for the sake of everyone who couldn't make it this far, I'm definitely going to go home.
I knew you could do it.
Yay. I got the Cyber Monokuma. Huh? No. This. Huh? That's weird. This is the hallway I walked through to get to the gymnasium, but it's clearly different. Is this Monokuma's doing? Is he trying to confuse us again? I don't know how he's doing it, but he keeps doing it over and over. He's so persistent. I'm not going to fall for his trap. There's no way this will make me back down. Alright, this hallway is... There's a strange feeling to it, no? An invisible wall has been erected to limit our
I
movement.
am concerned.
Or is it just me? Not entirely. Alright, that's no fun. To the dojo! Is this a dojo? It's full of strange things that make me think there's no way we're inside a school. Perhaps it's a mistake to expect the inside of the building to make sense. Armor and helmet. Did the map developers design this to reflect a Japanese dojo? The map developers? This cherry tree is in full bloom. It may be a tasteful sight to see a blooming tree inside a dojo, but in this situation it just looks bizarre. Target seemed pretty far away. If the production team had more time, there could have been a minigame here. Bunch of wooden lockers here. Each of them is a traditional looking wood block key sticking out of them. I guess they're just for show. Alright, I guess I'm just going to go ahead and get the fucking book. What am I looking at? It's a manga? The title is Manga for Morons, A History of Hope Peak Academy by Monokuma. Why is a manga with such a suspicious looking title laying out in the open like this? Let's start with history first, class.
Hey,
Butts win! Butts win! Reading manga is the third best way to learn about history. Then what's the first, you ask? That depends on the person. See, Monokuma made this. It totally explains how suspicious it looks. I really just want to ignore it, but there's no way I can do that. Fine, I'll look at it. I'll look at anything that might be a clue getting out of here. Interesting. I picked up the manga off the floor and started flipping through the pages. It's an introduction to Hope Peak Academy history as narrated by the cutesy character on the cover. What emotes are these? Cheese, thick, and simp cheeks. Doesn't even use CC butt. Yeah. It's an FFZ emote, dog. You can literally use it on this channel. One of those is FFZ and one of those is a paid emote. story begins with the introduction of Host Peak Academy. You say that. You don't even know what my butt looks like. You're just trying to flatter me. Aged whale always come up with excuses. Hope's Peak Academy is a government-funded school of privilege where only the most talented high school students can hope to graduate. Is that where you went? Chicken butt. CC butt. Built to raise hope in the nation's future, many of its alumni are key leaders in various industries. New students are chosen through a scouting process, but the ones who scout them are Hope's Peak Academy teachers, who serve as both educators and researchers of talent. Hope's Peak Academy isn't just a school for talent, it's also a school for researching talent as well. However, for the past few years, Hope's Peak Academy has been suffering from a decline in funding. If this persists, the Academy believes they will not be able to make progress with the research of talent. So they decided to implement a new system, the Reserve Department. Unlike the main department, who scouts for students, the Reserve Department utilizes a general entrance exam. Normal faculty were hired and placed in charge of looking after the Reserve Department. The expenses and exam fees for the Reserve Department are quite high compared to most high schools. Nevertheless, Hope's Peak Academy received an endless stream of applications. Applicants, I think is what it actually was. But anyways, not that it matters. Genius. There you go. Hope's Peak Academy was now available to talentless commoners, people who only cared about the brand. With this, Hope's Peak Academy managed to amass sizable funds and began further research of talent. To create Hope's Peak Academy's earnest wish, a true genius would become who would become mankind's hope. But just when they thought everything was going well, an unprecedented incident occurred. The incident that triggered the tragedy, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. That's right, it was the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. Hope's Peak Academy was crippled by this incident and was forced to shut down without accomplishing anything. The end. The ending was so sudden, like a manga is suddenly canceled in the middle of its run. Plus, these phrases mentioned at the end of the manga, the tragedy and the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy, these names are so melodramatic, there's no way these incidents really happened, right? Everything that Monokuma says is correct and factual. This manga only mentions the names, so I don't really know the details, but no, it's just been a waste of time. More importantly, I learned something because of this manga. The Reserve Department. That department was only built to collect money. I was one of those students.
But hold on.
A man wakes up from a coma and says to the doctor, "I can't feel my legs." He said, "I know, it's because I cut off your arms."
I've heard that one before. That's pretty funny. That's weird. Oh, you're here again. The thing that's weird is you, of course. That's true. Why did you forget that you were part of the Reserve Department? The Future Foundation only took away your school life memories, right? But you should have known even before you entered that you had no talent, right? So I think it's weird that you actually forgot something like that too. What do you want me to say?
By the way...
Based on my assumption, the Future Foundation must have wanted to hide the fact that you were one of the Reserve Corps students.
I got it!
Or you willingly sealed those memories yourself. You wanted to be confident in yourself, so you wanted to forget everything that embarrassed you. You know, when humans experience trauma, sometimes they erase their memories of what happened. It happens pretty often. Not that I know anything about that, though. Are you saying it's my fault I forgot? That's not it. When things get inconvenient, you always get angry and try to brush it off. Well, that's expected of a Reserve Corps student. Wow. You are now aware of your own breathing? A man has fallen in the river in Lego City. Damn it, what the heck? Alright, let's book it. Because we have points that we can't spend them on anything.
What's going on?
It's always kind of creepy. I can't go to places that I should be able to go. It's like some rule is being enforced for no reason. It's like there's an invisible wall. Still can't go anywhere, huh? Says raw. The way that you win the game is you stop caring about playing the game. I love the reverse W. I don't know why. This is fun. Alright, what do I do now? Alright, I have a truth bullet or whatever. Can I check the lockers again, maybe? Even here there are monitors. What's going on? Can I go back? Can I go downstairs or anything? Oh, hey, there we go. I cannot go to the biolab yet. I can go to this room. Need to get some sleep? Sounds good, AP. This is another manga. It's laying on top of the desk. Manga for Morons, The Tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. Yay! Alright, why is Hope's Peak Academy went bankrupt? Alright, it was triggered for the biggest tragedy, whatever. Fuck all that shit. If I read this manga, will I be able to learn a little more? Oh, damn. Started flipping through the pages to see what I could learn about the event known as the Tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. The story made heavy use of outdated, stylized drawings depicting characters solving mysteries. What's written here is, as the name suggests, the Tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy occurred at Hope's Peak Academy. Thank you. Let's see here. While you're out, can you bring me some sleep? Foo. The key player in this event was a student named Izuru Kura. Wait, isn't that the... That's like the president guy, isn't it? From the Funhouse, there was like a painting of that guy. Izuru Kamakura. Izuru was a genius known as a symbol of hope. Hope's Peak Academy used all their resources to develop him. Supposedly, Izuru was a genius among geniuses and possessed various talents. Wielding superior talent for the hope of mankind, the Academy referred to Izuru as the ultimate hope. To protect such rare talent, the Academy completely concealed all evidence of Izuru's origins and identity. Because of that, most of the students of the Academy were completely unaware of Izuru's existence. Izuru, who was known as the symbol of hope, was responsible for a horrible incident. 13 students at Hope's Peak Academy's student council, among the Academy's best and brightest, were brutally murdered by Izuru. The incident did not end there. The Academy tried to protect Izuru's superior talent and concealed the incident as though it never happened. A certain student began working in secret to use that incident to their advantage. That student uncovered what the Academy did, and by making that knowledge public, stoked the fires of reserve course students who had long been dissatisfied with how they had been treated. And the uprising began. And that heralded Hope's Peak Academy's destruction. This is the entirety of the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. Eventually, that incident would lead to that horrifying, devastating incident. The incident that would be known as the biggest, most awful tragedy, whatever. Works cited Danganronpa 0. Starbound, yeah. You did try Starbound with Shane? How'd it go? The Heaviside closed the manga. Am I supposed to believe this? You keep saying there's no way it happened, and then Monokuma is going to be like, what irony? You don't understand shit, or whatever. You're fucking dumb. For a genius known as the ultimate hope to cause such a gruesome incident. A talent like this is too regal for society. It's like trying to buy juice with a bar of gold. You should be lucky that you're incompetent. Anyways, the ultimate hope. Nagito mentioned that before, too. But it looks like it means something completely different here. What Nagito said was the true meaning of hope. But for Izuru, hope simply meant... hope simply means talent. Wasn't bad. Yeah, it's just that it's this... Last time I played it was a long time ago, and that was before it was... The thing about Starbound is that I guess whenever I played it, it was still like an early access or whatever, and it was just like there wasn't a lot to do, and it was just like a lot of filler content. So I wasn't really interested in it. I was just like, I played it for a few hours, I got kind of established, and then I was like, yeah. Well, there you go. A genius who possesses various talents. I wish they'd give me one of those talents so I didn't have to be in the reserve department. The reserve department. Said the reserve corps students in the reserve department began uprising. Was I a participant? That's not possible. There's no way. I have no reason to do something like that. I've learned about the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy, but the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history is far worse, right? What kind of incident was that? A certain student who secretly used the incident to their advantage. Who is that? This is really messed up, but all it's doing is raising more questions. The mysteries just keep piling up. I haven't been spelling things right all day. Someone help. Can I go here now? Yay, I can! What the hell is this room? It's freaking cold. It's like a freezer. Hurry up and investigate so I can get out of here. The book. Another manga. Manga for morons. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Alright. Let's read it. A story about creepily drawn characters who get involved in such horrifying incidents. Yada yada yada. Yada yada yada. Who cares? It's grotesque. The beginning of this creepy manga starts with a sentence. The tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy was simply the trigger. At first, the uprising by the Reserve Corps students that triggered the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy was initially hoped to be resolved quickly, but the situation continued to escalate to dangerous extremes. Rah. The movement started spreading all over the internet and fostered a thriving online community. The community was not limited to students, and people of various races and nations began joining in. The movement was not confined to the internet, and began spreading and eroding the real world. When the movement started, it was indistinguishable from any other demonstration inspired by social unrest. As it spread across the world, certain abnormalities soon came to light. But then it was too late. The ends and the means had vanished, and the wanton destruction became their only goal. The strong butchered the weak killed the weakest among them, and soon the weak formed factions to brutally murder the strong. As the violence and death continued to spread, the shock of their actions began to disappear, as if the era was regressing to more uncivilized times when senseless deaths were the norm. The media was oversaturated with deaths to the point where people would watch them just while enjoying a meal. Another line art, ooh. By the time the world realized what it had become, it was too late to stop what was happening. A feeling of immense despair began spreading and eventually engulfed the world. Acts of terrorism and coups d'etats began occurring all around the world. A war waged in the name of despair. War fought not for principles, religion, or personal gain, just war. Pure war. Because of that, there was no way to resolve it. How could a movement started by high school students progress to such a hopeless scenario? The The only explanation is the existence of a certain organization, devoted to a certain student who influenced Hope's Peak Academy, a group called the Ultimate Despair. Instead of using Hope's Peak Academy's talents for the sake of mankind's hope, they use them for the sake of mankind's despair. Key members of society use their influence to brainwash the masses in order to spread despair. Tech-savvy computer programmers wrote software to spread despair. The powerful and influential created new values and morals to spread despair. With this, they created the tragedy, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. As long as the ultimate despair exists, the despair engulfing the world will never end. The tragedy will never end. My heart was racing in my chest. My body felt ice cold because you're in a fucking freezer. The biggest, most awful, most tragic thing in history. Yada, yada, yada. Definitely all made up. You keep saying this. What is happening in the outside world? You haven't fucking seen anybody. The convenience store I frequent, the nearby bookstore, my favorite restaurant. What's happened to them?
No way!
Are you seriously yelling at a manga? How crazy are you? Who would enjoy reading something like this? Oh, you don't like manga? Oh, a high school student who doesn't like manga is like an office lady who doesn't like to eat candy. What is this messed up manga? Boo-hoo-hoo. I thought you'd obviously know about such a horrible event that destroyed the world, but for you not to remember, that's such a despair. That's the Future Foundation's fault, though, thanks to them stealing your school memories. The incident that happened during that period has been completely removed from your brains. This incident really happened, and I actually forgot about it? There's no way that's possible. How many times do I have to tell you? All the clues here are real. I'm rooting for you. If you don't learn about the full extent of the outside world, you guys will suffer for it. I want to help you guys. So that's how it is. That's what he meant by when he said at the beginning. Did you post the other liner? Maybe one day I'll see. Post? Nope. Oh, okay. As the headmaster, I'm conflicted. Yada, yada, yada. You've literally just saw this like 10 minutes ago. There's no way I'm going to do what he wants. Despair like that simply can't exist. The outside world should be filled with hope. Just like now. Perhaps that's definitely it. What? What the fuck? Whether or not this incident really happened, what in the world is this Ultimate Despair group? They're devoted to a certain student who guided Hope's Peak Academy to its destruction. Are they connected to both the tragedy and the tragedy or whatever? That organization isn't just one person, but a group of people. They have become known as the Ultimate Despair. If they were actually able to do it, then I guess that's why they were called Ultimates. Then are the killings we're involved in connected to them as well? Let's get out of here. You are free to post whatever you want to post. I would be happy to see whatever you want to share. To the dojo. Not you, Patrick. Oh, man. Oh, that's this one. I don't want this one. I want the next one. When I went inside this room, that bastard bear was suddenly here. He keeps glancing at me. It's going to be shitty either way, so I'll let you handle it. There's no way I'm going to deal with that idiot. Nobody wants to, but let's talk to him. Hello, Hajime. I hope you're doing pleasingly well. Are you pleasingly well? You're pleasingly well, right? What are you doing here? There was another thing I needed to tell you on this floor. I got bored of drawing mangas. Can you forgive me for telling you what word by word of mouth? You should have done that from the beginning. I didn't want to read your manga in the first place. A high school student who doesn't like manga is like a sumo wrestler who doesn't like eating hot pots. I'm getting really fed up with your babbling. Hurry up. What do you need to tell me? That key piece of information you've been waiting so long for. It's about the ultimate despair. Even though the term ultimate despair refers to a group these days, it was originally the title for a high school girl who was the most powerful, evil, and feared person alive.
Yes, indeed.
Junko Enoshima. Junko Enoshima. As the former ultimate despair, she created a despair brimming with charm and humor, and created the ultimate despairs. There was one really horrible person in that group. I don't know what the ultimate despairs are, but it's not that easy to form an organization. There's no way people would join some fucked up organization created by a high school girl. Humans who are obsessed with their philosophy have an uncanny power to attract others. It's a trait shared by many famous leaders throughout the history, right? There's nothing strange about it. That holds true for Lady Junko. With her charismatic ability to attract people, she even influenced those in the highest echelons of power. Only half the photo. Ooh. Go for it. So she even recruited people who would have been in a position to neutralize the threat. Then what was their purpose? What? Like I said, why did they cause this incident? It doesn't make any sense. They had a purpose, right? There's no way they do that without any purpose. It was Junko's despair. For Junko Enoshima, despair isn't about purpose, a set of principles, a way of life, or an instinct. Despair is what defines Junko Enoshima as Junko Enoshima. Interesting. The eyes are like the exact same as the one beforehand, just different color. Looks good though. It did really great shading. Right? Like the hair looks really nice, and the clothes especially look amazing. It's all good. I mean, anime is all about big eyes, right? So I'm a stuffed plushie. Hajime is a human. It's exactly like that. Junko Enoshima is full of so much despair that she's truly hopeless. Living, dying, eating, loving, for her, everything is despair. With her overwhelming force of personality, Junko recruited the ultimate despairs one by one. She controlled their despair by taking advantage of their love, hate, grudges, anything really. Junko's despair is far more dreadful than any other. That idea has been slammed right into their minds. The ultimate despairs who had been recruited became nothing more than Junko's limbs. All despair, whether it was their own or anyone else's, was dedicated to Junko Enoshima. Indeed. Like believers making offerings to their god, like a mother providing food to her children, they dedicated all despair so they could escape from despair, all in Junko Enoshima's name. They killed their family and friends and even destroyed their bodies through relentless mutilation. To hopelessly top it off, they completely believed it was something that they had to do. There's no way something that crazy is possible. Do you know about the final days of the Reserve Corps students during the tragedy? The final days? Junko has the power to change people's values. This is also true of famous people throughout history. What do you mean final days? What happened to the Reserve Department?
Of course.
They fulfilled their role as disposable limbs. They believed in what they needed to do. The 2,357 students in the Reserve Department all committed mass suicide. That's rough. Based on the poses and bodies of the other characters, and the girls have huge asses. There you go. There you go. And who doesn't like a nice ass? Truly. No, but I do love their fan service, I gotta tell you. Akane is like literally the epitome of like what we're talking about. Mass suicide. All 2,300 students? Wasn't all of them. One person was excluded. Is that me? There's no way I can believe this. Ultimate Despair, Junko Enoshima? Doesn't scare me at all. Junko Enoshima is already dead. Is it true what you said? Junko Enoshima is really dead? You didn't see? There was a book called Manga for Morons Killing School Life in that bloody classroom. What was that you said about Killing School Life? The killings we were involved in, but they were killings that happened at Hope's Peak Academy. As I recall, the mastermind took her own life because the remaining students worked together to defeat her.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it was. The Killing School Life ended up failing in the end. As a result, the 6 students who survived managed to escape from the academy.
Hey.
Nut. For a manga about a killing school life, it was drawn with a lot of silly images and dumb gags. According to that, the mastermind behind the failed killing school life was Junko Enoshima. Mastermind took her own life, which means Junko Enoshima is dead.
Like...
Turns out the killing school life was part of that whole biggest most awful whatever incident. Junko took away the memories of former students of Hope's Peak Academy and forced them to kill each other. Apparently the whole thing was being filmed by surveillance cameras and broadcast worldwide. There's a limit to being a cruel asshole. Surveillance cameras were broadcasting the whole thing? The students of Hope's Peak Academy were widely known as symbols of hope. By forcing people to watch these symbols of hope kill each other for the sake of survival, they were trying to fill everyone who watched the broadcast with despair all at once. That's messed up. But that messed up plan was stopped. Junko Enoshima failed. Junko lost to the students she placed in her trap, and after being overcome by the despair she created, she took her own life. Junko's no more. No matter how horrible she was, there's no reason to fear someone who's dead. Whether Monokuma's story is true or not doesn't matter. Trying to guess their ultimates. Oh, yours? Oh, I'll have no idea. I feel like you usually can't tell, right? You know? Like, I would never know that he's the ultimate lucky. I mean, it's Byakuya, right? I would not know he's the ultimate breeder, right? There's no way. If you told me he was a mechanic, I would believe it, right? He kind of looks like a mechanic. He looks like a chef. I totally believe he's a chef, right? Nekomaru does not look like a team manager, right? I would not have guessed. I could guess that he's a Yakuza. Not by looking at him, but when you tell me about him, like, oh yeah, the suit and everything, makes sense. Then Kane, I couldn't tell she was a gymnast. I couldn't tell. I guess I could tell she's a. It's just a Galaga pin. You know what I mean? Like, you could never really tell with all these people. Punk rock for sure, and samurai, or whatever. Yeah, nurse maybe. I don't know. Not the other ones though. Then who is our enemy? If Junko Enoshima is already dead, are the rest of the Ultimate Despairs behind this? Are the followers of Junko carrying out her will? That's the only thing I can think of. Alright, I need some water real quick. Hang on. Ultimate Da. Ultimata, the ultimate shit poster. The ultimate weeb. No, that wouldn't be it. I don't know. Sleeper. I don't know who the hell is imitating Junko and making us go through this, but an imitation is just that, an imitation. If the students from Hope's Peak Academy stop the real deal, there's no way we'll lose to some fake. The camera's over Jabberwock Island. They're broadcasting somewhere, just like the surveillance cameras during the Killing School life. Interesting. Man, Hajime, you totally know about that story, huh? What? Do you have a problem with that? I really wanted you to read the manga version since I took the time to draw it.
What are you gonna do?
Oh well, I'll just raise the flag. Flag? What do you mean raise the flag?
Ooh.
One step at a time, we're getting closer to clearing my character out. You're not making sense again.
Well now.
I'll give you guys my all. I'll tell you everything I know, including information on the outside and the inside.
What?
Do you want to hear about the ultimate despair again?
Hey,
What?
Oh, hey, we changed floors. Changed to a different hallway again. Let's see here. Already decided that I'm not going to be surprised. What's up, Akane? She's twitching her nose like a beast and examining her surroundings. What happened?
based on my gut feel.
It's just my gut, but I feel like someone's getting closer. What do you mean, who?
So,
Just my gut, after all. Her gut is pretty impressive. For some reason, it's strangely intuitive. Monokuma did say something about the main cast coming. It's surprising, but her gut must be correct again this time. Yo, do we get to see the 6 survivors from the last game? That'd be pretty sick. Music room, yay! Why is there a giant floating tablet? Some sort of monument. Why would there be a monument in the music room? Engraved in the monument is a symbol of the Future Foundation. A short passage engraved. To combat the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history, the graduates of Hope's Peak Academy are among the many who established the Future Foundation. Are they known as the World Ender? Monokuma, he completely made it up. It's also a hologram? It's like a hologram, right? Let's see. It looks like a passage from an email. Regarding the report we gave you the other day, we have obtained the information a person who claims to be a survivor of Hope's Peak Academy. Upon further investigation, there are a total of 15 survivors. You may be wondering about the number of people at this time. If they're survivors of Hope's Peak Academy, it's possible they may be targeted by ultimate despair. We believe we should acquire them and place them in our care as soon as possible. I don't believe the group can go that far without Junko and Ashima rallying them. In a worst-case scenario, we must prevent a repeat of the Killing School life. Also, if they are survivors of Hope's Peak Academy, we must expect them to be quite valuable to us. We are still investigating the details of their origins, and we haven't located them either. We will continue investigating this matter. Also, regarding a separate matter, we have received a report from the research facility on Jabberwock Island. Preparations have been completed. Seems we can proceed with the experimental phase of the Neo World program. Is that about us? Excluding Chiaki, who was part of the Future Foundation, there was definitely 15 of us, but What does survivors mean? It's like they're talking to some other world. What happened outside Jabberwock Island? If the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history is really true, then the world isn't normal anymore. Maybe? I'm starting to feel like we might be better off not remembering the memories we've lost. Alright. Founded by the graduates of Hope Speak Academy that took us in to protect us. If that's true, Chiaki should have made that clear to us. As long as Monokuma was around, she probably couldn't say anything carelessly. I see. The ultimate despairs who caused the biggest whatever. The ones who are carrying out the will of Junko and Ashima are making us go through this. This caught my attention in the email. Research facility on Jabberwock Island. The only future Foundation facility we found was that ancient ruin. There's no way that's the research facility. If there really is a research facility on the island, there should be other future Foundation members there. There are still so many mysteries. Honestly, there's like a little bit too much like exposition happening all at once. It's a little annoying. It's not a big deal. It's just like, let's just fucking dump a fucking shitload of stuff.
Maybe.
It's probably Office, right? I mean, the room is filled with a stuffy teacher vibe to it.
Well.
More importantly, have you seen Miss Sonia? No.
Huh? Are you serious?
There's something written on the blackboard. List of subjects. Let's see. 3, 6, 9. That'd be 15. Right? Oh, and Hiyoko. Okay, that makes 16. Oh, I could just put Ultimate Imposter in there. List of subjects. Alright. Our names I've seen before. In fact, it's all of us. Is that Hiyoko? That does not look like Hiyoko. That looks like Sonia. Huh. Yoko Sayanji is written there. What is this newspaper? That does not look like... What's her name? What is this? It says Miss Hiyoko Sayanji. That's not the same Hiyoko, right? Hiyoko we knew. Yeah, it was way younger. Pretty much her defining feature, yeah. The photo in this newspaper... See a resemblance, but her height and figure, it's too different. This lady looks pretty mature. Is she Hiyoko's older sister? It says Hiyoko Sayanji. Then she has a sister with the same first and last name. What? That doesn't make sense. It's the only explanation, right? I mean, look at it yourself. That's not Hiyoko. Did you ever hear her mention an older sister? It's not like I was that close to her or anything.
Wrong.
She doesn't have an older sister. Hiyoko is the same Sayanji family's only daughter.
What are you
That's Hiyoko.
Of course not.
What are you saying? She doesn't have a curvy body? Wow. I mean, she was famous for her childlike figure. She got away with all kinds of crap for looking like that.
Well.
I don't know to tell you. Maybe she had a growth spurt? What are you saying? She's already dead. There's no way she could have had a growth spurt.
Today, I'm
All the
feeling
clues I
right.
provided are true. If they weren't, it wouldn't be fair.
What's going on?
see here. Hiyoko is in this newspaper. Is the real Hiyoko. It's the same person.
Hey, hey,
Could it be related to the list of subjects?
this is bad.
If it says subjects, maybe it means they were some other kind of experiment? Did that experiment change Hiyoko's body? I'm just saying it out loud, makes it sound messed up. What experiment? Well, the names are written on the list of subjects.
What's going on?
What's going on? It better not be anything to do with time travel. There's definitely some whack shit going on. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, they really are, like, just fucking dumping buckets of fucking information on an exposition on you. Like, oh, man. Like, I'm legitimately, like, I've kind of stopped reading some of the text. I'm just skipping it because it's, like, saying the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. So, an extremely overwhelming portrait is hanging on the wall. I feel like I've seen it before. The name etched into the placard says, Hope's Peak Academy founder Izuru Kamakura. How is he the founder and also a student? This could contradict the information I obtained earlier. Another mystery. Flowers on top of the desks. They look strange to me. Are my eyes just tired? No, it's not just you. There's a hologram. Let's see here. We understand this matter regarding the survivors. In order to safely acquire them, please do your best to continue your investigation. You must exercise extreme caution concerning the remnants of despair. Even though they have lost Junko Enoshima, the fact remains they are incredibly dangerous. Even after her death, the tragedy has not ended. Perhaps there is still a leader on par with Junko Enoshima. As long as we do nothing about the remnants, we will not be able to end this incident. For this reason, the remnants of despair must be immediately eliminated once they are discovered. Everything is for the sake of a shining future. This is an order to kill them? It doesn't sound peaceful at all. I guess that's understandable. Yada yada yada. Pretty much an all-out war. There's no way they'd forgiven that easily. They totally raised all the flags on this floor. Congratulations, we shall now go to the next stage. Let's do it. Let's see if we can't knock this out quick. I want to hit a point where we can stop. That way we can call it a night. Always different from last time. Alright. Anyways. No! Damn it. Rec room. The get wrecked room. Alright. Why is it all floating? God damn it. Read the email. Looks like another email. Regarding the report we gave you the other day, we have finally succeeded in acquiring them and have placed them in our care. Though they are all dispersed, we were successful in acquiring all 15 of them. Due to the fact that we were unable to ask them about specific details, it is unknown how they managed to survive the tragedy. It's been reported that some are wounded, so it seems certain that they survived under harsh conditions. Over the course of our detailed investigation, we determined that they are all the same age as the others. We have decided to entrust them to the survivors of the killing school life. As for the remnants of despair, there are still no solid leads regarding this matter, so we have no new information to report. We will continue with this investigation. Once they are discovered, we shall eliminate them immediately. Everything is for the sake of a future filled with hope. The Academy survivors, yada yada yada. They succeeded in acquiring them. They should have been protected from the Future Foundation. And why is this happening? The Future Foundation is protecting us. Why were they forced to kill each other on this island? It's not possible the Future Foundation set all this up.
What's
You keep working like that, you're going to get a toothache and collapse. It's your fault. What is this hologram thing anyways? It's exactly what it looks like. They're the Future Foundation's emails. I thought they made the perfect clue, so I did a little bit of hacking here and there to get them. You can do even that? Whoever's controlling you seems to possess many talents.
No.
Who cares about me anyways? That's not important at all. Whatever. So this file here. Confidential file. Ooh. Let's see here. About the cultivation plan. For many years, Hope's Peak Academy has conducted rigorous research into various talents. The Hope Cultivation Plan seeks to use the fruits of our labor to further our true goal. With our hands, we will birth a true hope that will bring hope to the entire world. Truly, the program is the next innovation in providing the ultimate education. This plan has been the Academy's wish since its foundation, so we must succeed at all costs. Detailed instructions and entry orders. It was full of difficult technical terms. I had no idea what many of them meant. The word true hope left a strong impression on my mind for some reason. The Hope Cultivation Plan was created for the sake of birthing true hope. Hope's Peak Academy was behind something like that. I don't really get it. There's something about those words, true hope, huh? I definitely saw a locker show up. Oh, it's... no? Interesting. How did I investigate that? I don't understand. Next area, just leave. Oh. Akane! You're glitching the fuck out. Someone is coming.
Based on my gut feeling.
They're coming. I'm coming. Then answer this with your gut.
I'm coming. I'm a human. I'm an explorer. I'm angry.
Fucking love the Alex Jones soundboard. Alright. Answer this with your gut. Is it an enemy or an ally? Gut feeling is they're both. He's right. They're both. What do you mean both? I don't know any details. It's just my gut after all. That's true. Alright, well. Dude, Japan is trying to pixelate her. It's just too much. No. To the library! Away! Oh, there's an email. It's hologram again. Oh man, let's see what it says. To Future Foundation 14th Division, Makoto Naegi. Where are you guys? What are you doing right now? What you're doing is a serious act of treason. Do you understand? Why are you protecting the remnants of despair? It should be abundantly clear to you how dangerous it is to keep those people alive. Also, I'm getting the chills right now because of this fucking music. I love this song. Stay calm and think about this carefully. You guys are being lied to. Think carefully about what's important to bring the light of hope to the world. The 6 of you joined the Future Foundation because you agreed to our ideals, right? The Future Foundation rescued you from the tragedy you survived and cooperated with recovering your memories. Immediately return the remnants of despair to our headquarters. Unless we eliminate them, the tragedy will never end. Everything is for the sake of a future filled with hope. What does this mean? Someone is trying to let the remnants of despair escape. It's addressed to Makoto Naegi, but he's with the Future Foundation. Why was he trying to protect the remnants of despair? Did he betray the future? Oh, hey, we're in the washroom. Let's see here. All right. Laundry room. Interesting. Hello? Tablet. Thank you. It's a tablet computer. Power's on too. Picked up the tablet and immediately started examining it. Neo World Program. Ooh. It was the Future Foundation's plan. The Neo World Program has another name. Psychotherapeutic Communication Simulator. The Neo World Program is built with the most recent psychotherapy technology and administrative software. To develop the Neo World Program, individuals such as the Ultimate Programmer, the Ultimate Neurologist, and the Ultimate Therapist are among the many talented people whose research results were utilized. By mounting a device to the cranium, the new Neo World Program allows its subjects to experience a synthetic virtual world. So this is just a video game, dude. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Neo World Program has another feature. It can replace memories formed in the real world with information contained in the synthetic virtual world. It is possible to undo trauma sustained in the real world through the use of the virtual world. This device is for psychotherapeutic purposes only. Any other use is expressly forbidden. Though it is highly effective in treating brainwashing, abusing the device risks total personality destruction. Thus, extreme care must be exercised when operating this program. And Chiaki? What about Chiaki? Everything around me turned black. Synthetic virtual world program? Oh man, it's like you're in a video game, dude. Everything is scattered to feel meaningless. Desperate attempts, the sad goodbyes, the conflicts, the trust I felt until now. It's all disappearing until all I feel is despair. Ah! As if I was confronting the sound of my own voice. There's no way I can accept this. I'm starting to accept this. There's no way something as crazy as this actually exists. Dog, the fucking floor is changing into different lines of code. How do you not accept this? Raise the flags more in order to clear my character out. Now then, despair is waiting for you. Impossible. This is impossible. It's all made up. Made up. Including me too? Dun dun dun. Alright. Let's meet the cast. Bruh, the world is like falling apart into pixels right in front of you.
Hiya!
Hey, how you doing? Do you enjoy the Killing School trip? By the way, do you guys remember the speech I made at the beginning? No. From this point on, I promise you a world that truly deserves to be called a game. Poo-hoo-hoo. You guys are the only one watching this who can save them. The end of the world is nigh. What you gonna do? What's gonna happen? Isn't it exciting? Isn't it heart-throbbing? Look forward to it. Poo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Also, it's so weird I can like read that like instantly. My brain instantly is like, oh, I fucking know this shit. I lived through this. Not the gym. Wait. Wait, what's up, Sonia?
Well,
Are you familiar with the placebo effect and the nocebo effect? The placebo effect is when your health improves after taking a fake medicine that you believe is real. The nocebo effect is the exact opposite. As long as the human brain controls all other bodily functions, if the brain believes something is real, it will become real. Huh? I am not sure. I do not fully understand. What's up, Monokuma? The ultimate gamer? Uh-huh. And we're in a video game? Does that mean that she's like Jesus and she's like pulling the strings? Because she's from the Future Foundation and she's like in control? Dude, is Chiaki the ultimate despair? No! All hope will disappear. What's in here? We're inside of her? Ooh. It's a big object. Warning, the renderer, can't read it, is not registered renderer. Renderer will not blank. Command port security update. Render UI creator model. Is this floating? What in the world is this? I looked at that object. Reach out and touch it. Put your dick in it. It's her! Welcome to the Neo World program. A person? Is he a person in the first place? It's not quite a person. I'm simply an artificial intelligence program. First of all, Nebula, trans rights. AP, where you at? Second of all, if they want to go by female pronouns, then we're going to go by female pronouns, okay? I know it's a him. Alright. I remembered. Trust me. It'd make me happy if you called me Alter Ego. That is my name my master gave me when he created me. Oh, they do use he. Never mind. Maybe not. I am the master program behind the Neo World program. Not female? That's kind of funny. Okay. Maybe you're right. Does he not? I thought in the beginning he goes by female pronouns. Whatever. Ignore me then. Trans rights though. Yeah. I was mistaken then. What is his name again? I always forget. Responsible for creating and overseeing this world. Only the observer has the authority to directly influence you guys. I can't actually exert much influence. In fact, my existence is one that you don't normally meet. I always forget his name in particular. I can remember like Mondo and like Taka and you know, fucking Hina and Sakura and Chihiro. There we go. Chihiro. Yeah. I mean, I remember that. I thought maybe it was because they were trans, but I guess they're not. Does it say it? It kind of does. Like, it's kind of covered up, though. I can't actually exert much influence. In fact, my existence is one that you don't normally meet. I'm sort of like an apartment manager or something. I may oversee the entire apartment building, but I lack the power to manage individual rooms. The virus has infected everything I'm supposed to be managing. Because of that, this world I'm managing is acting very peculiar. Hold on. My brain can't follow what you're saying. Let me gather my thoughts first. This floating like my feet are hovering above the ground. Uh-huh. You should know, right? Where is this place? What is the Neo World program? The Neo World program has omitted the data collection procedure for shaping the entire world. As such, only the data will be collected during the experimental stage is being utilized. Specifically, that means the data detailing Jabberwock Island, where this research facility is located. That is why the previous Jabberwock Island cityscape was restored. Ergo, if I am to answer your question, where is this place? The answer would be mostly Jabberwock Island. Certain portions of it are different depending on the circumstances. For example, this school you're in. Appears this space is entirely under the virus's influence. That's probably why I'm appearing before you too. However, even without the virus, these circumstances are a bit unnatural. Seems the launch was rushed. Because of that, there wasn't enough time to collect any data. I'm sorry, I don't really know the circumstances of the outside world. I'm simply the overseer of the Neo World program. And I just see Fujisaka, or Fujisaki. I can't see Chihiro there. Also, the age, height, and weight are all starred out. Most of its words, I understood what they meant, but I couldn't understand what was being said. There was no way for me to acknowledge it as truth. Gotcha. It would make much more sense if it was a fictional world. Are you saying this world is a fictional world? Oh yeah, it does. You can barely see it, says Chihiro. I feel like I can't believe what's going on. This missing sense of reality, all the mysteries, all the truths, they're all just fiction. I need to know. Can you tell me? What was the Neo World program used for in the first place? So there's only one purpose. It is used to make the real world a splendid one. I guess say it's a program for creating hope. The fact that we're here, the fact that we don't have our memories, is all the program's fault, right? Deleting memory is the first step towards replacing memory. Replacing memory data is one of the many features of the Neo World program. With the installed memory control unit, it is possible to remove any time period you set it to. And from there, you upload the memories obtained into the virtual world. So Monokuma was right, we did lose our school memories. But why? Why us? Why were our school memories taken away? There's a reason for that, right? That is a mystery to me too. Booting the program on the survivors of Hope's Peak Academy while it's still in the experimental phase, I'm sure there was a very good reason. But unfortunately, I don't know what's happening in the outside world. I'm sorry. We are. That's the only thing I can think of. It sounds like we're just lab rats. The Future Foundation did that to us. But they're trying to save the world, right? Or is the Future Foundation not our ally? I can't provide that much help. If only I was more reliable, I would have lost my ability. I wouldn't have lost my authority to a virus like this. All these new words make my head feel like it's about to burst. Can you tell me more about the Observer and that virus? For this session, the New World program was programmed to house 15 people, along with 2 monitors. They were disguised as a teacher and one of the students. They were intended to guide the participants in this way. By the way, the observer in the teacher role was given the authority to influence you all. The observer in the student role was not. They weren't given any special authority at all, so they'd seem the same as everyone else. What kind of authority does the teacher role have? The teacher creates the rules of this world and manages them. If the teacher is properly managing the rules they've created, there is no risk of abuse. Because of the virus infecting everything, that has changed. Changed the world where violence shouldn't have existed in the first place. The Neo World program would have promised eternal peace. But just like the outside world, it's become a world filled with violence and death. I don't really know the details. That function is beyond my capabilities. No matter how much I try to stop it, it behaves as if it already knows what I'm attempting to do. In the end, it stole a portion of my abilities which contained my authority to build the world. It was like it was a grandmaster chess player. I desperately tried to fight back so I wouldn't have complete control. Even so, a portion of this world has been modified at its convenience. Based on what she's saying, it sounds like she's on the receiving end of a one-sided attack. Alter Ego should be an impressive artificial intelligence the Foundation came up with. I can tell you just by communicating with her, which means that this supposed virus is so smart it surpasses this alter ego. Does this virus possess an artificial intelligence just like her? waging an attack against another one that's so freaking irritating. But how did that virus infect the Neo World program? The Neo World program exists in isolation. It is impossible it was infected through a network. I'm fairly certain someone physically uploaded it. Perhaps someone secretly brought an external memory drive containing the virus into the facility and directly uploaded it into the main computer where the Neo World program is installed. Based on my calculations, that's most likely what happened. The only person who could enter the facility is someone who was a member of the Future Foundation. What were they thinking? What am I thinking? Why am I assuming that I just heard that as the truth? Why am I assuming that everything is a lie? Yada yada yada. It's true the virus is powerful, and I'm completely overwhelmed. I'm still able to defend the essential areas. It has a limit too. If it took over an observer, then it has to follow the rules of an observer. Such as, in order to end the program or release everyone, I need to follow the correct procedure.
Hey, come on now.
Even if you're just a god in the machine, that's enough hints from you. If you're going to say something more, I suppose that you exist between life and death. The death of yourself is inevitable. If so, it can be parallel to the defluctuation of definitions, yada yada yada. Hey. Death, 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 death. Death, 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 death. The heck? What? That's Makoto Naegi. You're right there, aren't you? Someone is right there, right? Huh? Who are you? Are you different from the earlier one? I'm currently talking to the world through alter ego. Ever since you guys vanished into that space, the video feedback has been pretty distorted. Even so, we were forced to watch you this entire time. The things you guys were forced to do, we were forced to watch it. Forced to watch us? I really want to save you right away, but because of the virus's interference, I couldn't. Our orders are no longer being accepted, including shutdown requests. The Neo World program is beyond our control now. In that world, that person created an independent country that doesn't accept outside interference. Alter Ego created an opportunity for me to speak to you directly. If this means it's working, then it means that the person I need to talk to is right there. Okay? There's no time. I'm going to say what I need to say and believe that you're listening to me. I should apologize to everyone. I know apologizing won't help, yada yada yada. We didn't imagine something like this would happen. We never expected such an atrocious virus lurking inside the Neo World program. That's entirely our fault. It's our responsibility for not realizing it until it was too late. It's not just the virus either. I can't say for sure that the program didn't have any problems in the first place. To tell you the truth, I was unsure about whether or not to run the program on you guys. This was the only way to save you all. I wanted to save you guys. Why would you do this to save us? You've already seen the password to enter the graduation exam ground, right? 11037. Yes. The door to the ancient ruin was supposed to open after you've all finished gathering the hope fragments. From there, you guys were supposed to challenge the graduation exam. I prepared that password just in case something went wrong. Like I said earlier, I had my doubts this program was perfect. Even if the chance was slim, I thought the observer might end up going rogue. That's the reason I left that password in the place where the teacher role would not be able to go. I never thought Nagito, who saw it first, would erase that password. Anyway, I'm also the person who set the password to that number. The number contains a secret. Someone close to me left that number to save me when I was in a dilemma. Can you understand what I'm trying to say? I'm entrusting that will to you all. I'm entrusted it to your future. But that person is trying to abuse the graduation ceremony. I'm sure they are going to crush you with despair using the graduation exam that's waiting for you. But I want you guys to endure it without giving up on hope. I want you guys to withstand it until I get there. Because I have a secret to defeat them. A secret plan to defeat Monokuma? In a worst-case scenario where an observer who has the role of teacher goes rogue, I prepared a hidden command at the graduation exam site. It's the forced shutdown sequence. Even a teacher's authority can't stop that command. It's a way to end this that you guys can choose on your own independently of the observer. which means even if they stole the teacher's authority, they shouldn't be able to stop it. If you use that, you guys will win. In order to do that, you need more than half the number of people. Get that number. Okay. Well, here we go. Death. Huh?
Say what?
What was that just now? Yajime, what was that weirdness just now? Nothing, really. I see. Anyway, that's all the hints you're going to get. If that's no good artificial intelligence tells you any more useless stuff, I'm going to butt in again. It's been a while since I've spoken at length, but it was important to talk to you. It was worth waiting a long time here. About the guy just now. There shouldn't be anything else for you to ask me. That means Monokuma doesn't know about the conversation I had with the guys just now. You guys have a weapon. A very powerful weapon. It all depends on how you guys use that weapon. The only thing I can do is prevent the virus's invasion with all my might so you guys can use that weapon. The rest is up to you. Do your best. Alright. Well, I don't know what the fuck we're doing here, but... let's see here. Yada, yada, yada. Everything was a lie. Yada, yada, yada. Blah, blah, blah. What am I supposed to do? I'm trying to remember if we've seen this number before, like in the previous game, but I don't remember. Alright, what's the plan?
I'm getting tired of waiting. Shall we just plunge right in?
It's time for the long-awaited graduation.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
Please enter the red door located...
Alright, red door, huh? Let's do it. Not that red door. This one. Yeah. Because it was like Leon. Look at it upside down. I don't know, stars. Fuck you.
Yo.
So everyone's here.
Damn right.
Seems that this is going to be the final place.
However,
This place is a trial field? Why is this a trial field? We've been here before, right? This should be the place that the door of the ancient ruin leads to. It seems pretty strange that we've been in that other building up till now. It's like we're dreaming. Let's see here. You finally arrived. Congratulations. You guys are the first ones to ever beat this game. After stopping by Hope Speak Academy, you finally come back to this place. To the graduation exam site. Within the ancient ruins of Jabberwock Island. You can give it a fancy name like graduation exam site, but it's no different than the trial ground from before. This trial field actually inspired the one from before. So in a way, this place is the original. This graduation exam means we can finally go home, right?
of course.
If that's what you guys decide. If we have to decide, what do we have to do?
Now then.
Please take a look at the LCD touch panel built into your seats. Compared to the other trials, the rules are much simpler this time. There are two options, graduate and repeat. You just have to choose one of them and press it. All of you will cast your vote. Whichever one has the majority will be considered your final decision. If you don't press either of them, they'll be treated as an absence and will not be counted.
In other words,
Which means everyone who has died up till now will have to have their votes treated as an absence.
then
The result is based on our majority vote. If a graduate is chosen by majority vote, from there an event that's kind of like a graduation ceremony called the graduation program will begin. Even if we do this stupid majority vote, the result is already pretty damn obvious. Let's move this along. You can press it now, right?
No.
You can't do that yet. Your resolve hasn't firmed yet, right? Your will be swept away by society's harsh current.
Shut up! Shut
Who the hell
up!
cares? I'm going to press it.
What's this?
Which of your orifices are you using to spew bile? To participate in the graduation program, you need my final say as your teacher, you know. Does that mean it won't end with just a majority
That's
vote?
right.
After the vote, I'm going to judge every single one of you to see if it's okay for you to graduate or not. Even if we vote, you're saying we won't graduate unless you acknowledge it?
Well,
I'm terribly sorry for being rude earlier.
no way!
Not to worry, there's no way I won't acknowledge your graduations. This is merely a formality. I'm just doing it because that's how it has to be.
Anyway,
Even if you don't want to do it, you guys still need to do it to solve the mystery. Afterwards, you cast your majority votes. From there, we will move to the graduation program. Alright. You said you were waiting for the main cast, right? Which means you were just stalling for time. Who's the main cast? No need to worry about it. It has nothing to do with you guys. There's no way it has nothing to do with us. We are the only ones who are involved.
so annoying.
It doesn't matter if you're involved or not. You're just a bunch of chumps in the big picture. That's why it has nothing to do with you. Just perform your roles without complaining.
You pissed me off.
I can't ignore that.
What's with the chump comment? Not that it's important or anything, but make sure you turn off that toy.
I won't
How dare you
forgive
treat him like a toy?
What's this?
I did treat it like a toy. You got a problem with that? I created everything. You're actually picking a fight with me? I'm basically a god. Just how promising can you What? Promising can you guys be? I guess this is just the nature of life. Fine then, before you die, sear my power into your memories. And with that, it's over. Alright, folks. We are not starting the trial. It is 3 a.m. Almost. It's 4 a.m. for some of y'all. That was a long session. 3.5 hours. Thoughts? Time to let it stew. So it's obvious that this was a simulation, right? So somehow during the school tragedy, 14 students survived plus Hajime. And we were picked up by the Future Foundation. And then we were put into the simulation program. Because we were too, like, traumatized, maybe, I guess? With all the tragedy and shit. In order to become symbols of hope again, we have to do a thing where we undo all that. The things that I don't understand, that don't make sense to me, are... Hiyoko has the picture of Hiyoko shows her much older. It's possible that the only way we could get her inside the simulation would be to have her as a younger version of herself. Because something happened when she was older that, like, prevented it. I don't know. I really don't understand that one. Chiaki and Monami were obviously the observers. Junko seems to be dead, but it also seems like Nagito somehow replaced his hand with Junko's hand. And so now in the real world, Nagito is a real person in the real world. And he has absorbed Junko. And he is now the ultimate despair. So Nagito is like the real villain all along. I don't know who he was talking to. That I actually don't get. I don't know who that person is. What if it's like Byakuya? Interesting. Probably not. You'll find out. I'm sure I will. I'm sure that I will. So, but yeah, we're going to call it a night for now. I will probably do a little bit of, I'll look at the evidence a little bit before we start, and I'll think about it more and talk about it more, and we'll come up with some theories and things before we get started. Probably tomorrow. I don't know. Yeah, probably tomorrow. We'll find out. So, I'm not sure what's going to happen. It looked like the person who was talking to us, not Chihiro, the other one, was actually Makoto, which is weird. I kind of thought that Makoto and Nagito were the same person because their names are the same, or their anagrams or whatever. So it made me think that, and they're both the lucky student, right? So it just made sense to me that somehow Makoto stitched the other arm onto him, and now he becomes a crazy lunatic, right? It's like fucking Liquid Snake all over again, brother. Yes, and VAs too. There's too many similarities. Brother, our genes. Foxhound. Going to bed? Dude, same. Fuck everything. Do you have to get up in the morning? Poor guy. Alright, we're done. It's over. Thanks for watching, everybody.